Hey tubers, I'm back. Went away for a few days. Kind of get bored being home too much, spending too much time in the garage. So ran out to Rochester, Pennsylvania, cycle salvage, and you guys could see what followed me home. We'll talk about that later. On the way back home, I did Morningstar in, what is that, Thomasville, Adams County, Pennsylvania, not far from Harrisburg. Then I also did Williams Grove Flea Market, and that's Mechanicsburg, and then back home again. So it's about a 1200 mile Odyssey, and we'll just quickly go through some of my great treasures here. Well, what you're looking at on the top of my container here was supposed to be a quarter. I ended up giving the lady $1 because I didn't have a quarter. I stopped at a garage sale, and what I was after was this. Friend of mine collects them. Carousels, horses go up and down. So that's what I was after. Then she had like this free pile, and I'm always going through these containers. A lot of times when you take an engine apart, it's handy to put everything into a container. And then I've also found, if you get a container and you put the top on it, you have a tendency to hang on to your stuff better. And then this was one of them Foreman grills. Probably going to use it as a sandwich maker myself. So this whole pile of stuff was $1. Gotta love them garage sales. This is a brand new toaster oven. My current toaster oven is kind of on its way out, so I gave $5 for that. This is Beavis and Butthead. I haven't put new batteries in it. I guess see the dark thing right in the center of the screen? That's a cell, motion detector cell. So anyway, I'm sure they say stupid things, but I kind of liked it, so I picked it up. More memorabilia. These were, he wanted supposedly $6 for just one. I ended up giving him $3 for both of them. I don't know how many folks have bought fittings for an air compressor lately. But they cost quite a bit of coin, so I was very happy to score those. The bottles of heat were $1 for all of them, 25 cents each, so I grabbed them right away. These things here, they're brand new. They came in the box. They're from Amazon, and what they do for a living, you charge them up with the USB port, and then you use them to recharge your cell phone batteries and stuff like that. Any lithium ion batteries. The two of them were $15, and if you're familiar with lithium ion batteries, that's a real deal. Screwdrivers, whenever possible. I buy particularly this screwdriver because I had these when I was a kid. So far, I think I've picked up this exact one a few times, the flat blade number 2, Stanley USA. I think they used to make them out Connecticut way back then. Anyway, I had these as a kid, and they really held up well. This one's in nice shape. I don't know. I think I went $1 on it because of nostalgia. And you guys know I'm on the constant pursuit of a decent Phillips head. And SK, this one was 50 cents. And this SK was free. It came with a socket set that I bought for my son. So, I'm always trying to fill out the old number 2 Phillips. This is a wire stripper. What I thought interesting is it was made in America. before, you know, they started copying them and so forth. So, Speedix. This was $3. It's probably another one of those tools that you get from Tractor Supply in the front. Obviously 3/8, 1/4 inch. And then they got this thing here that you kind of jam up against a bolt to hold it. I mean, I just thought it was interesting. So anyway, it was $3. These are Hansons, made in America. You guys know what they're for. When you break a bolt off, you drill the hole and, you know, screw those in, and hopefully it comes out for you. This and this were together. I gave the lady $1 for it. These appear to be made of stainless. They have an interesting feel to them. They're nice and tight, so can't never have enough pliers. Then the LED collection, Christmas light collection. I think I went $1 on this. I'm not sure how many volts it takes to fire it up. I'm gonna have to spend a little time. It doesn't look, I don't think it's ever been used. Hopefully it's white light and some reasonable voltage. So anyway, $1. All the stuff was $1. This is once again LED and $1. And I finished up. I've told you guys before, I like the clear filament Christmas lights that are translucent so you can see through them. So I got some of those. I mean, all this stuff. $1. These two were $1. Actually, this was 50 cents. This was another 50 cents. Yeah, once again, I don't know how much you guys have bought their stuff, but it's expensive. This was $2. It's an assortment of, you know, nuts, bolts, keys, screws, you know, stuff to hang up shades. And I find with this kind of stuff, a lot of times you're trying to perform a task, and you take the bottle and you tilt it back and forth. You go, oh, that's what I need in there. Another brace for my hands. Little sewing kit for traveling. Then I picked up chain. This jack shaft, the small chain and the big chain, they came from one person, and I gave him $12 for it. You know, when it comes to using chain, you never know when you're going to need it, how much you're going to need. So I've been buying some. I got a couple of projects planned that you know, I have some decent chain, but if I'm halfway through the project and a chain breaks or something goes wrong, and you know, then I'm kind of down and out. I'd rather have extra chain and not need it at the moment than have it and then not have it. And you know, now I'm visiting neighbors. Well, I'm also paying an hourly rate on an excavator that I'm not using because I need a chain and I have to go visit neighbors to get it. So there we are. And these things, we happen to be going by a dumpster, and you know, old Harvey grew up poor, so I looked in the dumpster and he was looking out at me just as you see here in the cake pan, and I said, you know what, I gotta own him. So I reached down. I mean, it was easy. It wasn't a long way in the dumpster. I didn't have to climb through, you know, maggots or coffee grinds or anything. So I just picked him right up, and he followed me on home. So there we are. I didn't get a video out last night because I was beyond exhausted from all that driving for it was it was a lot of driving. So I still have a lot of. I've done some research on this guy, and I'd like to kind of cover it more as one longer discussion, one kind of on its own discussion. So we will be handling it that way. Around me, it's also hot, as in you know, you weren't a good person and you went to your final rewards where it's hot. Um, it's just tough here, and I think the entire East Coast is like this. Down Roger O'Connor's a little south of me, a little in a more humid, hot area than I am. Some of you guys are down on Long Island or down south. Anyway, yeah, it's supposed to make it to 100 here, and that's quite honestly just way too hot to get much of anything done. I apologize to you guys. The videos, I'm going to be a little slow because if you move too fast in this heat, you could end up finding yourself on the ground with paramedics dumping water on you. So we're going to try not to do that. Anyway, really want to thank everybody for watching and commenting and subscribing. Please make sure y'all keep yourselves safe. You know, just like old Harvey here could overheat and find himself down. That doesn't mean you young guys can't do that also. So be careful out there. So stay cool. Remember, feet down, heads up. Get out there and enjoy each and every day. Got to make sure you have fun. Bye now.